Deadly shooting on I-95.
It's becoming something that all too often is being presented.
As gun violence continues to spike around the nation. President Biden,
Well, I think we have a great opportunity
ahead of sit-down with Russian President Vladimir Putin. And a teacher setting a goal in the Keys.
You just don't wake up in the morning and say, hey, I'm gonna, go swim around Key West.
And making a splash. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak. From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami. Deadly shooting on I-95.
It's becoming something that all too often is being presented.
As gun violence continues to spike around the nation. President Biden,
Well, I think we have a great opportunity
ahead of sit-down with Russian President Vladimir Putin. And a teacher setting a goal in the Keys.
You just don't wake up in the morning and say, hey, I'm gonna, go swim around Key West.
And making a splash. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Zitlali Solache, and today is Tuesday, June 15th, 2021.
From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
A surge in shootings. Mass shootings occurred in 6 states over the weekend, including here in South Florida. Local leaders calling for action this morning as cities across the country are on edge after a deadly weekend of mass shootings, fearing a rise in gun violence. Gun violence begins to grow in the U.S., leaving dozens injured in a matter of 6 days across the nation. The most recent just hours ago in Boynton Beach, Florida. Officials are looking for the suspects who fired at a vehicle on I-95, leaving 1 person dead and 3 others hurt. Police in South Florida are still trying to get a hold on all the mass shootings, including one that happened right here in Wynwood during Memorial Day weekend that left 6 injured and 1 dead.
Just a horrific event, and it's becoming something that all too often is being presented.
In Austin, Texas, 14 people were shot and injured, leaving 1 individual dead. And hours later in the state of Georgia, a security guard shot in Lenox Square, Atlanta.
We did make an arrest in the shooting that happened outside of Lenox Mall yesterday. We arrested 2 juveniles.
And in some cases like this one, arrests have been made in connection to the attacks, but others continue to search for suspects. Mayor Van Johnson also calling for action, fearing gun violence will only continue to rise.
We can't be mad that guns are everywhere when Georgia law allows guns to be everywhere. We not only need to have stronger gun laws in Georgia and nationally, but what we also need to have is to teach our young people better decision making.
The president of the European Council welcomes President Biden in Brussels this morning. The network's Alejandra Garcia gives us the latest on the EU-US summit as President Biden sits with European leaders.
President Biden met with the European Commission leaders in Brussels for the first leader summit since 2017 before his anticipated meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Well, Mr. President, dear Joe, we are so pleased to welcome you in Brussels. You are back in Brussels, and America is back on the global scene. It's great news. It's great news for our alliance. It's also great news for the world, and we are really delighted to work with you in order to tackle together some important global challenges.
The president of the European Council welcomes Biden and America to the summit with open arms, as the European Commission president says the last 4 years have not been easy. With this move, President Biden eases tensions with the European allies over trade disputes and gains support to tackle global challenges together.
The fact that you're coming so early in your mandate, I think, underlines your personal attachment to Europe, and we really appreciate that. And indeed, the last 4 years have not been easy. The world has dramatically changed, Europe has changed, but we wanted to reassure you, your friends and allies, and we are very much looking forward to working together.
After this, Biden is also expected to discuss Russia with the European leaders in the summit today as he heads for his Wednesday meeting in Geneva with Putin. In the Control Center, Alejandra Garcia, South Florida Media Network.
There is a new prime minister in Israel, and this morning the former PM is attacking the new administration and vowing to come back to power. Benjamin Netanyahu claims the new prime minister, Naftali Bennett, is a liar and a shame to Israel. However, Bennett plans to overhaul the government after more than 2 years of politically dysfunction and work very closely with Biden's administration. Day 2 of an evacuation order in effect today after a chemical plant went up in flames yesterday. The fire began Monday morning at a building in northern Illinois town. Officials told residents to evacuate from a 1-mile radius. Locals are concerned this morning about the environmental toll the fire could take on their community. The Lubrizol Corporation, which owns the facility, said all of its employees are safe. Florida K-8 public schools will now start requiring a moment of silence every day. Yesterday, Governor DeSantis signed the HB 529 into law, requiring all public schools to start their day with a moment of silence. The bill states that teachers may not suggest students to pray during the moment of silence. Lawmakers who backed the bill argued that setting aside time for reflection and silence is not the same as prayer. A zoo here in Florida welcoming a new baby member to the family. That's still ahead, and so is the story.
You have to have a big goal.
A retired teacher swimming hours in the Keys, but not for his own personal entertainment. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
I hear someone go, "Didn't it come from you guys?"
Strangers cough at me.
Move away from me.
Someone spit towards my direction. All the stereotypes that we've worked so hard to break are just going to be reversed. And I won't let that happen.
We all have to play our part.
I donate my plasma.
I've been making masks.
We deserve respect as much as everybody else.
I'm a firefighter, not a virus.
I'm a mask maker, not a virus.
I'm a nurse.
I'm a delivery woman, chef, a neighbor, artist,
Bus driver.
I'm a doctor.
Fight the virus. Fight the virus.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Awkward.
I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Swimming for students on track to reaching a big goal, helping raise money for college scholarships. A retired Florida teacher is back home this morning after completing a monumental swim down in the Keys.
You know, you just don't wake up in the morning and say, hey, I'm going to, go swim around Key West. You have to have a big goal.
And a big goal he achieved, swimming 12 miles around the island of the Key West. His goal to raise $5,000 for the Immokalee Foundation. It's a nonprofit connected to the school where he used to teach. The money he raised was matched by Florida Prepaid for a total of $10,000. There is a new addition to the family. Zoo Tampa welcomes a new baby southern white rhino. Officials announced the birth of a female calf. The baby rhino hasn't been named and is expected to join their fellow rhinos within the next few weeks. The baby appears to be strong and nursing along his 20-year-old mother. This marks the 8th southern white rhino born at Zoo Tampa. That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Zitlali Solache. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.